Oh, hi everyone. It's Gail here, and it's so nice to be on today. How are you? It's a beautiful Friday. The sun is shining. It's just such a beautiful spring day. You know, we have so many transitions going on here on the earth. It's almost like every single day there's a new baby that's born. There's somebody who ends up transitioning back to heaven, a deceased loved one maybe, or a friend that you have. What I was told to understand about transitions from the Souls Collective, the angel and ascended master energy that I channel, is that transitions are a part, and we shouldn't fear transitions. In fact, somebody asked me, how should they explain that their grandfather is in hospice and there's caregivers coming and going all day long, and the little boy who's like 4 years old knows that his granddad doesn't have much time left. And that's exactly what the Souls Collective said, is to have an understanding that here on Earth especially, we should not fear transitions. One transition is through the mother's birth canal when we're born. Another transition is when we die and transition back to heaven and becoming a soul and we shed our human form. And these are things that are naturally occurring, just like the ebb and flow of life, or the moon cycles, or the sun setting or rising, the ocean, the currents. So we do, what happens is one of the most difficult types of passings to have is, of course, if um, we lose a son or daughter. That's devastating. All loss is devastating, but the other type of loss that's really devastating is a spouse or a significant other, especially if, you know, as you split duties within the household, let's say someone takes over the finances, or somebody else takes over the health insurance, and then it becomes the responsibility of the person who's left behind. And sometimes all those things, depending on how the affairs were left in order, can be daunting. So, you know, we as humans don't make it easy on ourselves for these transitions to take place, but where the angels reside and the ascended masters were humans that walk the earth, and and angels, of course, are a different species working side by side with their charges, helping us to have it easier on the earth. The earth is a huge educational learning system or portal, and many souls do transition to the earth to be in the physical form so they can have use of their physical senses. But a lot of times people forget kind of where they came from and forget that they were armed with their psychic and their physical senses. And by really merging the two together, they're such powerful tools. And one of the ways you could tap into this, making the transitions easier, the birth and the death cycle, um, allowing for an easier time here on the planet, is to really have that relationship and that connection with the divine. The divine love, the presence that's within us, our higher self's wisdom. And the only way to really do that is through prayer. And prayer is telepathically communicating with your divine source, the wisdom. So it's important to acknowledge, first of all, that you have a deep desire and yearning to have this relationship with your divine. Always have an intent on love as you pray, and then the consistency that follows, setting up an altar in your home, setting up a time to pray. All those things are just super, super important to having that deep connection with your higher self's wisdom. So if you set that up in this way, these transitions that occur from, you know, the birth cycle to the death cycle and all the different changes in between based on decisions that people make within their life will really go a lot easier, and allowing yourself to have an understanding that each soul within your soul's family, or each human within your human family, really is here on their own journey. And as a deeply caring, empathetic being, which I feel most of you are that are listening, take steps back and try not to look into the life of another person that's close to you too much and try to control it. Or you can gently say, oh, I feel like maybe you're doing the wrong decision. But ultimately, it's that soul's path to go down. Hi, Kathy. It's that soul's path to go down here on the earthly plane. So in that way, it's important to allow people to really learn from, if even if they are creating a mistake, allow them to learn. And that's super hard for those of us that are parents to kind of have that type of stance and attitude. And if you really feel that this decision that they're making is kind of detrimental to their psyche or their health or their physical or emotional well-being, you could certainly take action to take more steps. But if that person isn't willing to come around, even after you've taken the action that you're taking, at a certain point, you just have to tell yourself to physically detach from the person and allow the person to have those life lessons that they're learning as a soul in this incarnation. So that's basically the teaching. And for those of you who are going to hop on, or maybe if you missed it, I talked about divine love and why it's important to have that deep relationship with your divine, and a little bit about transitions too. Um, so now I'm going to just do a little meditation before I go ahead and open it up to readings. And so Kathy, if you have a question, go ahead and type in your question. And I see I have another person on. I just did a whole teaching around divine love and transitions. So let's go ahead and do our meditation as we breathe into it. Of course, where you sit, you could keep your eyes closed. Just go ahead and breathe into your nose and out to your mouth, allowing for the stress of the day to release itself, continuing to breathe, sending the breath anywhere in your body where it needs to go for healing, anywhere in your body that needs healing. Ask your divine self to send the breath. Take a moment to scan your own aura and see if you can have an understanding of what's going on inside your aura. Visualize tree roots from the bottom of your feet going into Mother Earth. We ask that Mother Earth's healing energy come up from the bottom of our feet, allowing for the Earth's energy to spread out throughout. It's so peaceful. And as we ask for the heaven-sent energy to come down through our crown, the two meet, Mother Earth's energy, the heaven-sent energy, and spread out throughout our aura. Imagine a beautiful sea of pink love with manuka honey, so that only the love sticks. Only the love sticks. And we ask for a beautiful golden light 3 times around to surround us. And we ask for the wisdom of our higher selves to come through during these messages, whether or not they're group readings or individual readings, allowing people to hear what they need to hear to move them forward on their path. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do some group readings because no one is currently on to greet me, and that is okay. And right now I have the past life deck, and I feel somebody needs to have a card pulled around their past life. So let's see what pops out. And I'm getting that somebody has some trauma issues going on right now with some stuff that's not really from this lifetime, but having to do with their past life, that perhaps they lived in like a war-torn country, and the country was besieged, and they were always in fear and always looking over their shoulder, really having a lot of issues going on with their root and sacral chakra around safety and security needs. So let's see what this past life card says. Okay, and the card we pulled is angels. And so you can ask your divine angels to release any karmic ties from that past life that I described and really send it up into the light. And if you resonate with the message, then this is most likely a message for you. Ask your angels to surround you. Due to free will, they won't intervene unless you ask. And there's two angels that have been by your side throughout your whole life. And angels deeply experience what humans experience on the earth. Just because they're different species doesn't mean that they're not empathic. And they're actually highly, highly empathic. So I'm being guided to go to this deck, Archangel Oracle cards. So along with releasing karmic contracts throughout all of time and space, just envision your angels coming in, cutting those cords, sending them up into the light for transmutation and healing. But know if you think a thought that reconnects you to that past life, well, it's just going to keep coming back up. So you really have to monitor and be aware of your mind. So this card is interesting. Archangel Zadkiel is around, and it's referencing clairaudience. So I feel someone's very psychic on the call. Somebody has clairaudient properties, meaning they hear their psychic guidance. And your archangel that wants to work with you is Archangel Zadkiel. And notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from other people. So Archangel Zadkiel is here to work with you and is reminding you to trust your own inner guidance, really regarding career, relationships, maybe even your own business that you want to start up. So any changes, work with Archangel Zadkiel to assist with that. And I'm going to go ahead and pull one more card. I've got Wisdom of the Angel Oracle cards by Colette Baron Reed. So let's go ahead and see what card pops up here. Okay, got it. Ah, okay, a leg up. Oh my God, this is so cute. It's in the ice-capped mountains. There's a mama bear and a little polar bear, baby bear, kind of climbing up, a leg up. So I feel like this card is indicative of allowing people to help you, to help give you a leg up in your current situation, where you're trying to find a solution on something that works for all parties. So a leg up is beneficial, and allowing your support system to help you is mandatory in this case. So I hope that helps, folks. I'm going to go ahead and jump off for now. Kathy, thank you for being on, and many blessings, everyone.